Hello, just good. You're back on the review, and sorry if I sound a little bit congested because I'm just getting out of a cold, but it's my first 2014 set review, and we're reviewing the LEGO Ninjago 2014 set, and it's set number 70721. It is called the Kai Fighter. It has 196 pieces, 2 minifigures. It retails for $20 in the US, and it's recommended for ages 8 to 14. And I actually got this at the LEGO store today. I know these are starting to show up in Toys R Us too. I haven't seen them at Toys R Us around me, but this was like the last one at the LEGO store, so this is definitely a popular set because it's cheap and you get Kai, which is probably the most popular ninja from what I've seen. But anyways, let's take a look at the set, or the box first, because the box looks absolutely wonderful. And so yeah, now it's a box. So here's the box for the set. It's an awesome box, but that really goes for all these Ninjago 2014 boxes. The front design looks really cool. You can see New Ninjago City with the Kai Fighter on the front, and General Cryptor, which is blasters, another way. And that's the way I'm going to show you throughout the review, because the other way, well, you guys will see later. Because there's another way, and they tell you how to build it in the instruction booklet, and I do not like it that way. The top shows some really nice detail with this. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. The blue and the white, that looks really cool. And then the back, it just shows some of the play features, which looks really nice. Also, interestingly enough, remember I was complaining how it was called Kai No Space Fighter? Well, this one, they actually separated it, so it's Kai Space Fighter. That looks much better, and I'm glad LEGO did that. I doubt it had anything to do with my video or anything, because these boxes were probably in production since July or whatever. But it's still cool that someone noticed that at LEGO, I'm guessing. And so when they put those little product pictures out, which were renders and stuff like that, they changed that up, and that looks much better, and I like the name better. So it's not Kai Fighter. Now it's just Kai Fighter. And so that's it. Now, I also forgot. This is really cool too. The instruction booklet. Now the instruction booklets usually get thrown around because they're basically the same as the box. But this one looks absolutely fantastic. I love this little blue background. I believe the same goes for all the other Ninjago 2014 sets too. That's really cool. They also have a really cool little poster right there. Ninjago Rebooted, and a checklist. Interestingly enough, not mentioning anything of the Destructoid set, which we now do have pictures for. And now let's take a look at the minifigures. So here is the Kai minifigure, and if I had to have one complaint, I would say, why doesn't he have leg printing? All the ninjas in the 2014 wave do not have leg printing. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But he does have a really cool Techno Blade, which is exclusive to the set. It's the red one right there. And of course, those work because you take them out of this little telescope piece, and they fit in there kind of perfectly. And you can see how that works right there. There's just a little bit of a peg right there, a little stud part. It's a really well-made piece. I don't really find a use for it. I guess it's really specific to Ninjago. But you can see his little new ninja wrap piece, which is really cool. It's kind of like a half ninja wrap, not like their full wrap on their face or whatever. And let me just take off the hair, which is actually a new piece too, and it's exclusive to the set. It's a rubbery, like, new hair piece that basically is Kai's hair from the show, which I think they nailed that perfectly, because Kai's hair in this show wasn't based on any existing hair piece or anything like that. So they had to make a new one, and I think this one looks fantastic. It looks just like his from the show. You can see his face. Kind of disappointing that he doesn't have a double-sided face, and they're still using that same face from 2011, which is a classic Kai face. You just put Kai right there. You can see it right there. He's kind of angry looking. Same one. Disappointing they haven't made like a new one or anything like that. You can see his little ninja wrap right there. It's a new piece. You do get an extra one in the set, which is really cool. And then his little torso, which looks really, really awesome. I like how that looks. And the back, which shows his little symbol or whatever. And here's General Cryptor, and you can see his blaster is absolutely huge. It's kind of weird because in the instruction booklet, they tell you to build it another way. But in the front cover, it looks like this. But in the instruction booklet, they tell you to put it like this. And then put the little top part right here in there. So that does not look good at all, and it actually ruins a piece right here. So I would not recommend doing that, and it doesn't make any sense because how could he hold it like that if it's such a big barrel? But then again, how could he hold it the other way? But I don't know why they told us to put it that way. I mean, it stays in a little bit better, just a little bit better, this little connector part right here, but it just damages this whole part. And so that's kind of weird that they told us to put it that way into the instruction booklet. But I just follow the way that they show on the front cover, which is the way that was shown earlier. But anyways, you can see General Cryptor looks absolutely fantastic. They put so much detail into these minifigures. He has this really cool new shoulder pad right here, which looks really cool. He has some printing right there on the shoulder pad. And if you take off his little ninja wrap, or kind of like it's a ninja wrap with some robot pieces or cyborg pieces or whatever, it reveals his face, and his face is really cool. It has some really nice printing on the front and the back, which you can see right there. And then if you take off his head piece right there, you can see more of his torso and his little shoulder pad part right there. This part actually holds his weapons too, which are katanas. I can never pronounce that right because it's either katanas or katanas. You can see the back right there, and the front, which is just really detailed all in itself. And then finally, he also had some really nice exclusive, it's not really exclusive to him, but it's a new torso printing and leg printing, which looks really cool. And on the back too. So he is just a really awesome minifigure, and also he does have this little silver arm right here, which looks really cool. So there's a lot going on that minifigure. I mean, he's made out of what, 7 pieces, which is just crazy. And but he does come in the hover, or not the hover hunter, the ninja copter and the mech dragon set. So he's not exclusive to this set, but this is the cheapest way to get him. And now let's take a look at the set itself. So here's a Kai Fighter, and yeah, I'm doing an overhead little view on this build, and I haven't done that since the Quinjet review, I believe, and I'm not going to do this often. It's just that this is such a big ship, but it's actually kind of skeletal, and that's kind of my complaint with it. It's really thin, which can make it look sleeker, but I think in this case it just makes it look really skeletal. But there's some really cool features, like for example, of course it has a really cool cockpit part right there. Only thing missing is there's no control panel, which is kind of funny. But I believe in this series, I'm not entirely sure, with these Techno Blades, from what I saw from the preview, it might be that they just control it through, like, just controlling it. Like, they don't need a control panel, because what it does is it seems to turn, like, civilian vehicles into their own vehicles, the ninjas. So that's kind of interesting, and you could just pop Kai in right there. He doesn't fit all the time where you put it like that, and then bam, he fits kind of perfectly in there. But I think maybe he's a little bit too close, so sometimes I like to put him loose like that, so he looks a little bit cooler. But you can choose whatever you want. It's just if you put it the other way, he's kind of like snapped on, because there's a little plate right there. But you can see here's the sides, some nice stickers right there. But I do not like these stickers. I don't know why. I don't like the flaming stickers. But there is some nice detail right here with these stickers, which are kind of like the grills or whatever on these little, I guess, air vents or something like that. Also, there's this little part right here, which are 2 little swords, which poke out at the front, so it looks kind of like that. But like I said, it's just a little bit too thin. I don't know why. It looks a little bit skeletal to me, and I don't know. Maybe as a $30 set, it would have been a little bit bigger, but then again, I don't want to pay $30 for this and then just 2 minifigures. But you can see there's some nice detail on the back right there. And the play feature with this is that what you do when the wings are like this, you push it in, and then the wings kind of retract like that. But the deal with this is that it doesn't always work for me. It gets a little bit rough, and it feels like it's going to break, and then some pieces pop off. So that's kind of a complaint right there with the play feature. But you can see the back right there. These parts right here, you can put up and down your little fins to the Kai Fighter or whatever. And it's basically the same all around. But, I mean, there's some nice parts that I like and some parts I don't like. Here's the underside. You get these 2 pieces, which are really always nice to get. They're fairly new. I believe they're from 2012. Yeah, they're from 2012. And these little flaps, you could always flap up, so I guess you can make it so it's like that. Maybe it's like flying and stuff like that. And these, you cannot move. They're kind of fixed right there. But they look better that way because they look, it looks a little bit more detailed. And of course, there's some snot detail going on right here on the side. So yeah, that's really it for the set. Let's go on to the final verdict. Overall, I actually think this is a really cool set. Much better than when I first thought about it, when I first saw pictures for it back in September, I believe. Yeah, it was September. The Kai minifigure himself is absolutely, he's awesome, but he's not perfect because all the new ninjas, they do not have any leg printing, which is just so disappointing. Would have been nice to get some continued robe leg printing right on their legs, but I don't know, I guess LEGO didn't want to put that in there, but just, I guess it's fine. Maybe in the show they don't have leg printing, but still, it's just, it comes off as a little bit lazy to me. You get a lot of cool new pieces for here, particularly with General Cryptor. General Cryptor himself comes in 3 other sets. He comes in the Mech Dragon and the Ninja Copter. So there's that. I mean, General Cryptor, this is the cheapest way to get him, because the other 2 sets, one of them is 60, I believe, and one of them is 80. Or actually, the prices vary because at Toys R Us, one's 50 and then one's 90. I don't even know. But like I said, I think the 2 minifigures are a pretty good selection. Kai is exclusive to the set, and General Cryptor this is the cheapest way to get him. Now it would have been cool if they included another minifigure, but I don't know, maybe a lackey or something like that. But that's fine. I mean, the actual ship design itself is kind of the problem with me. I think this ship, it's too thin, and it tries to look sleek, but it ends up looking a little bit skeletal for me. I don't know if it's the same with you guys. And some of the wing pieces, like I don't like this little panel piece right here, the look of that. But of course, you can always take that off, so it's not that big of a complaint. It's just, it just looks, the ship isn't really perfect for me. But overall, I think this is a good value for a set. Just by this ship alone, I think the ship really hinders this to make it a B+. You know, it's still a really cool set because you get Kai, but like General Cryptor isn't even exclusive and he comes in 2 other sets. But that's just for me. So that's it for this review. I would still definitely recommend this set, definitely if you're a Ninjago fan, because you're going to want to get Kai with his really nice new molded hairpiece in that rubber material right there. And of course, General Cryptor comes with a lot of new pieces, but like I said, he is not exclusive to the set. So that's it for this review, and I will see you guys later with some more 2014 LEGO set reviews. Bye.